guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's reading, we're going to be getting a glimpse into the life that you guys will be living in 3 years from now. So I went with the time frame of 3 years because I felt like 1 year was a little short and 5 years was a little long. So this was like right in the middle. And I think that this is a good time frame because it's long enough that you guys can make some significant progress and growth, but also it's close enough that you can kind of look forward to it and be excited for this time of your life. There's a lot I want to get into in this reading. We're going to look at the person you will have become in 3 years from now. We're going to look at the significant people and relationships in your life, where you're going to be living. We'll look at your job and financial situation, your talents, your hobbies, and finally the impact that you guys will be making on your community. So there's a lot to get into. I'm really excited. And as you can see, there are 4 readings for you guys to choose from today. So I'm going to show you each of these beautiful crystals one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. So number 1 is Carnelian. Number 2 is Ukanite. She's so tiny, she's hard to spin around. Number 3 is blue agate. And number 4 is orange calcite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Carnelian, this is going to be a reading all about your life in 3 years from now. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is like the 4th time that I have tried to film this pile and I can't get past the intro because I get so excited and then I start talking really fast and I start stumbling over my words to the point of no return, and then I have to start over. I'm just so excited for you guys. I think we're gonna see some really huge progress and some really fast change happening for you guys in the next 3 years. So I want to start by just talking about what I've picked up intuitively for your pile, and a little bit of that is coming from the Carnelian, the energy of the Carnelian that you guys chose. And I'm gonna try to speak slow enough that I don't jumble my words. Whew, deep breaths. So, the first thing that I saw for you guys is that you are going to be a lot more independent in 3 years from now. So this can mean many things. For some of you guys, it could be that you are moving out to your own place, or you are moving to a place where you feel more in control, where you feel more in your element. It could be you guys moving out to a location, a city that you've always wanted to move to and starting your own life there. It could also be financial independence. And now this doesn't necessarily mean that you're paying for everything by yourself, but I think it more means that you could if you had to. Like you have enough financially on your own that if it ever came down to it, you would be able to pay for everything by yourself. So you don't necessarily have to rely on anybody to survive or to be okay financially. This can also be you taking ownership back of your life and making all of your decisions based on what you like, what is going to make you happy, and not based on what people are going to think of you or what is going to please other people. So I see you guys not being so easily influenced by others and really taking the power back in your life. And this can also be emotional independence. And so again, this doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are single, but it's that you feel whole and complete in yourself, that if you were single or if you were alone for some time, you would be completely comfortable with it. You can completely take care of yourself. So in all of these ways, I see independence for you guys. And I also see that a lot of you guys will be creating your own source of income. So you'll be making your money off your own ideas and off your own creations. A lot of you guys will be able to really choose your own schedule and your own routine, and you can kind of switch it up whenever you want. Basically, like you're calling all the shots in your own life. That's really the vibe that Carnelian often gives me. It almost gives me like emperor energy. Like you're the boss. You're the boss of your life and no one can tell you anything. So I feel like you guys are going to be incredibly confident in 3 years from now. So if this is something that you guys are working on right now, like confidence, not caring what people think, boldly going in the direction of your dreams, all of that is going to pay off massively for you in 3 years from now. So let's get into your cards. And the first thing that I want to see is the card that represents you. So this is going to be the person that you guys have become in 3 years from now, and it's the Strength card. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys have some dominant fire energy in your chart, because we started off with the Carnelian and now we have this Leo energy coming through. So you guys might be a Leo, or you have Leo somewhere significant in your chart. It could also be the other fire signs, Aries and Sagittarius, because I do see this beautiful spark and this beautiful passion in you guys. The first thing that's coming to my mind with this card is patience, actually. So with the Carnelian, you guys are passionate, you guys are creative, and when I say creative, that could be like you are artistic, that could mean you are forward thinking, you're inventive, you're innovative, and I feel like you guys are so smart and your mind goes a million miles an hour. So you have always all these ideas coming up in your head, all of these projects that you want to do, and you might be the type to start a lot of projects and not finish them. Like maybe you sit down to do a session of work and you're like, okay, I'm gonna work on this project I've started. And then by the end of your session, you have not finished it, but you've started 3 new ones, because you just have so many ideas coming to you at such a high speed. Like you guys are getting downloads all the time about things that could be birthed into this world. So with the Strength card, actually, the first thing I see is that in 3 years from now, you guys are going to be very grounded and very patient and disciplined, so that when you get these brilliant ideas, you have the strength, you have the self-discipline to sit there and focus on it and not get distracted and see it through to the end. Maybe you guys have a problem with this now because, one, it's overwhelming to have a million ideas coming into your head all the time. But 2, it can be overwhelming, like the prospect of actually bringing it into the world, especially if you have some perfectionist tendencies. You could be afraid that it's not gonna look as good in real life as it seemed in your head. You could be worried about criticism of what you created. You could just be frustrated with the process of like going through all the details. Like it's so much easier in your head to just imagine it being out there in the world, but when you have to actually work through it and all like the mundane stuff that comes with making a bunch of drafts and tweaking it here and there, you could just lose the patience. And I'm guilty of that too. So I'm definitely not judging you, but this is something that is going to be resolved in 3 years from now. So you're going to be very grounded, very focused. When you have an idea, you're able to sit down and work on it and get it done. So I see you guys becoming a lot more productive, a lot more disciplined, like I said, and a lot more patient with yourself and a lot more practical with yourself too. I think you guys are going to be more of the mindset of it's not about making something perfect all the time, but it's about getting things done, because the more projects you see through to completion, that's how you get better. You don't have to be absolutely in love and absolutely satisfied with every single thing that you create. But the more you do create, the closer and closer you get to that perfection and to that ideal, because you're practicing, because you're disciplining yourself. So you guys are going to be very disciplined and very productive. Like the amount of work that you guys get done in a week in 3 years from now compared to now, like I don't think you guys could even fathom it. And because you've put in the effort over the years, it feels, I wouldn't say it feels effortless, but it's very easy for you to put out this amount of work. So yeah, I don't know. She just looks so grounded and focused with this Strength card. Another thing, you guys are going to give 0 shits about what people think of you. So maybe right now, as you guys are watching this, you are afraid of rejection, you are afraid of not being perfect, you are afraid of failing or flopping, and at this point in your life, you are not going to care. You are just going to do whatever you like, whatever makes you passionate, And honestly, you could not care less if people reject it, if people like it, if people don't like it. What will matter to you the most is that you like it. And the people who appreciate what you do, it's going to mean so much because you're expressing yourself in a way that is genuine. So those people are appreciating and recognizing the genuine you. Yeah, so those of you who are afraid of rejection or afraid of criticism, I see you're definitely not going to be. You're going to be very brave in 3 years from now. You're going to be very brave to show your true self to the world and not care what is said about it. You guys may be going through a very tough time right now emotionally. With the Strength card, this is somebody who has been through a lot of tough experiences. Maybe they have been through heartbreak. Maybe they have been through some very significant failures. Maybe they have been judged for the things that they create, or judged for the things that they love, or judged for the way that they express themselves. But I see Strength as somebody who, in the face of all of that, they were always the bigger person. They didn't let any of that make them bitter, and they didn't let any of that scare them away from ever trying again. So I see you guys as somebody who didn't give up, and you let all of that make you stronger, and you let all of that make you come out on top in the end. Rather than defeating you and pushing you down, it's like you used all of that adversity as fuel to get to where you are today. And I see you as somebody who has become so peaceful as a result, because you know that when you have that inner strength, nothing else matters, nothing can stop you. And you're in this place where like you're so unbothered in 3 years from now, like nothing can get to you because you have lived through experience and seen that nothing is a match for you. Nothing can stop you, nothing can bring you down. And if people want to try, they can go ahead and try, but I'm telling you now, they will not be successful. You guys have cultivated this inner peace and this confidence through experience. So this is through a lived experience. This means that this is wisdom, and nobody can take those experiences away from you. This is like you guys have climbed up such a steep and rough mountain, and now you get to bask in the beautiful view that's at the top. I feel like you guys are going to be living a life that not many other people get to live, because not many other people are willing to put in the work or willing to push through the way you did. Maybe a lot of people would have given up if they faced the same adversity as you did, but because you didn't give up, you get this gorgeous view at the top of the mountain. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. And that you always handled, like there were some people who were real assholes to you. Maybe even now at the time you're watching this, or from now to 3 years from now, you're gonna deal with some people who are really nasty, but you never stoop down to their level. And that's what they're trying to do, you know? They're bitter and they're unhappy with their lives, and they're trying to drag you down to their level so you can be bitter too. But you don't take the bait, you don't fall for it. And you stay on your positive high energy, and you get to the top of that mountain. So like really give yourself a huge pat on the back for always being the bigger person, for always taking the high road, and always prioritizing yourself and your goals and your well-being. You're gonna be like a master, like a master of yourself and of your life in 3 years from now. Okay, so I was not expecting to talk for that long on just this one card, but let's get into your significant relationships, the significant people in your life. So first we have the Knight of Wands, even more fire energy. Maybe if you guys don't have a lot of fire in your chart, maybe you're gonna be surrounded by fire signs in 3 years from now. We also have the Six of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so a lot of you guys might have moved in 3 years from now, moved to another city, or even some of you guys might have moved to another country. The Six of Swords denotes travel for me, and very often it does indicate overseas travel, especially in the traditional tarot, because there's like this guy in a boat and he's paddling away, like, so long, motherfuckers. So you guys might you guys might move to another city, another state, another country, because I feel that there will be some significant people in your life that you are separated from. So, you know, you could be leaving your hometown and like going overseas, for example. So you still have your family and your friends back home who are very important to you, but maybe a lot of your communication with them is like over the phone or online. With this Six of Swords, it feels like there's going to be some significant people that you can't see in person. So family and friends that are very far away. And for those of you who are making the decision to move far away, I think that this moment will be very telling about who really cares about you and cares about your happiness, because I feel like there's going to be some people who are super supportive of your decision to move away and to start a new life, and then there's going to be others who don't understand or who are trying to hold you back or trying to convince you to stay where you are for their own wants or for their own feelings. Like, I don't want you to leave, I'm going to miss you, so you shouldn't leave. It will really expose to you, it will really make clear to you who is a true supporter of you and your dreams and who isn't. And I do feel that some people in your life are going to be incredibly supportive, incredibly happy for you for choosing to live the life that you want. Others may not be so supportive, but the ones that truly matter, they're going to stick with you, they're going to love you, and they're going to be so happy and excited for you. So that's what I see here with the Six of Swords. When it comes to the Knight of Wands, I am seeing this as a friend. I'm not really seeing a romantic partner in here just yet, although we have a lot of cards to get into, so this person may come up later in the reading. But I'm seeing the Knight of Wands more as a best friend in your life. They could be a fire sign, like I said. I feel like they're around the same age as you. And this person is passionate just like you. This person is ambitious and a dreamer just like you. You guys may have similar interests. They may be trying to, you know, start their own business and start their own creative pursuits. And you guys are a really good source of motivation for each other. I actually just got this message, like, you and this best friend, very many times, how can I say it? Like, very many incarnations that you guys have had, you've actually been spirit guides for each other. So when this friend was incarnated, you were their guide, and when you're incarnated, they were your guide. But this time, you decided to come down and kick ass together. Like, you wanted to be incarnated together and support each other in the flesh, in person, and witness each other make their dreams come true. So both of you are going to be incredibly successful in your own ways, an incredible source of support and motivation and inspiration for each other. You may collaborate sometimes, but this is going to become a lifelong friend. This person has an amazing sense of humor, or like an amazing match to your sense of humor. So you laugh about the same things, even if you guys have a very weird sense of humor. Like, maybe now you show a funny video or a funny meme to your friends and they're like, like, they don't really get it. This person is like 100% or like 99.9% match to your sense of humor, to the point where I think you guys are going to be very surprised. And I can see you guys having a lot of inside jokes together. And when things get tough, or when something upsets you, you guys can laugh it off together. It's like when things are sad or heavy or dark and they're weighing on you, you bring it to this person, or they bring their problems to you, and all of a sudden it's just light again. All of a sudden you're smiling, you're laughing, and this problem that once seemed so huge, now it's like it's nothing. Like, what does it matter? I'm a badass, why do I care? And you're able to just laugh it off and brush it off with this person, because you always remind each other that at the end of the day, you guys are amazing, your life is amazing, the friendship you share is amazing, And these little things don't matter. These little things will blow over. So you really help each other get through the tough times in this way. Now, as for the Page of Pentacles, I'm actually thinking this is like your community. So this is the group of individuals you're working with, or the group of individuals you're working for. This could be like your clients or your employees, because the page is like somebody who is below you, so to speak. Not that like they're below you, not in that way, but you know, somebody who is less experienced, somebody who might be coming to you for guidance. So these could be people that you are coaching, people that you are training, people who are working for you, or people who are coming to you for your services or for your creations. It could be your audience or something like that. So I feel like you guys are going to have a really close relationship with the people in your community. Your fans is also a word that came to me. This could be your fans if that applies to the career that you want. But you don't have this type of relationship where it doesn't feel like a hierarchy. So even if they're working for you, even if they're your client, even if they're your student or they're your fan or whatever it might be, you feel like equals, or you make them feel like equals. So you could be, you know, a public figure who has a very close relationship with their fans, or you're a business person who has a very close and personal relationship with their clients. You make them feel comfortable and you make them feel equal. And these people are so dear to you and so important to you, and they create such amazing value in your life. I feel like you guys are going to be so proud. Like, my clients are the best, my students are the best, my fans are the best, whatever it might be. There's such an amazing group of people, and you're going to be so proud that the work that you've done has attracted such a beautiful, talented, insightful, caring, kind audience or caring clientele. So yeah, these are the people in your community who just mean so, so much to you, and they appreciate you so, so much. You guys might be getting a lot of letters from these people or a lot of gifts from these people, and they're very, very dear to your heart. So it's not just a business relationship. I see it as something a lot deeper and a lot more personal, and they feel the same way too. And this is why they will always come to you, because the bond that you share is so special. It could even feel like a soul tribe kind of energy that you have between you guys. Okay, so moving on, the next thing that we're going to take a look at is where you guys are going to be living. So I want to look at the environment, like the city that you guys will be living in, as well as what type of house. So I'm going to start with the city first. Ooh, cornucopia and indecision. Okay, this is kind of funny. So you guys might be struggling to choose between two places that you want to live. It could be, you know, between your hometown and another country. It could be between two new countries or two new cities that are both really calling to you, and you cannot choose. And what this cornucopia is telling me is that you guys are going to be rich enough, basically, and financially free enough that you can pick both. You know what's so cool too? Look, there's a yellow and a white butterfly on each of the posts that are denoting you can go this way or you can go that way. And then in this card, there's a yellow and a white butterfly, and they're like enjoying the bounty together. You see there's, I don't know, it might be hard to see, but that's the yellow guy and that's the white guy. And look at them. They're like, we didn't need to choose. We didn't need to be adversaries. We can enjoy this bounty together. So if you're being torn between two cities, between two countries, you're going to be wealthy enough and you're going to have a free enough lifestyle that you could go back and forth. You could have a house in both places if you wanted to. You guys might even want to be kind of like a nomad if that's something that you guys are interested in. Like, you move around different places throughout the year, or you're always going to explore new places. Maybe you want to try living in Greece for a few months, and then maybe you want to go live in New Zealand for a few months. Like, you can just go wherever. You're free to go wherever, and you will always have the resources to do so. You will always have the means to do so. So I feel like this pile, you could be living in more than one place, or you could be traveling a lot before you settle down. Now, as for your house, and I mean, you guys might have more than one house, honestly, but the cards that we have here is the Son of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Okay, the energy I'm feeling for you guys is that you might be going back and forth or living in many different places until you fall in love and settle down. Because we have the Ace of Cups here, which is like falling in love, a new relationship, a new beginning of love, a new union. And then there's the Son of Cups, which it can be indicating a family, like you guys could have a son in the future, or it could just be more metaphorically, like you choosing to settle down with a partner and create your little home and your little family, whether that be with children or with your soul family or with your pets, whatever it might be for you guys. But I feel like this represents the point where you are settling down and allowing your roots to, what do you say? Allowing yourself to root? Maybe I don't know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, you're free for a while, you're traveling, you're enjoying that life, and then when you meet somebody and fall in love and decide to settle down, that's when you'll kind of pick a place. And because you have 2 cups cards here, I feel like you guys might settle somewhere that is nice and warm and that is by the water. So you guys could live like near a beach, near an ocean, or you could live by a lake if that is more your thing. But I feel like there will be water around you. You guys could even live on an island if that is something that interests you. This could also indicate a place that is like warm and humid, and maybe it often rains. You guys are definitely living in a very, very nice house too. If you guys have cornucopia here, this is a very wealthy, bountiful, and abundant future. And we have the number 11 here, which to me is an abundance and manifestation number. Whoa, we have 11, 1. So 1, 1, 1. And we also have 88 here with 2 8s. This is about abundance and good karma. So I feel like a lot of you guys are manifesting your dream home. Like you're gonna live in a beautiful house that is everything you have ever wanted. And yeah, maybe this is why like your romantic partner didn't come out right in the beginning. At first, I feel like you guys will enjoy friendships, you'll enjoy your relationship with your community, you'll travel to different places, and perhaps your life partner is coming in a little bit later. So maybe you guys are actually meeting the one in 3 years from now, or you're settling down with the one in 3 years from now, but they're making a little bit of a later entrance, it seems like. And then some of you guys may have a child with this person. Please take that how it resonates, but you may be having a son with this person. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is your job and your finances. Do I have enough room here? I think it will be okay. Let's move you guys over a bit. Okay, so for your job and finances, we have the Chariot. And the Queen of Air. Look at this. Okay. Yes. So the Chariot, to me, again, this is confirmation that your job is not going to require you to be in any one place. So maybe a lot of work that you guys do is online. You're working with your clients online, or you are uploading your creations, uploading your services. Maybe you have an online store or something like this, because the Chariot is about motion. So I feel like you guys won't have to remain in the same place. A lot of you guys will live a life with frequent travel, or you may have to travel for your work. Like maybe you guys, what is it called? You do like meetups or seminars in different places, or maybe you're going on tour, or you go on a lot of business trips to meet with people. But there's a lot of movement involved in your job, whether it's like you have to move for work, or you're just free to move wherever you want and you're still able to do your work. It could be either or for you guys, but this card says an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower and public recognition. So a lot of you guys are going to have quite a large presence. I was picking up earlier in the reading that you guys might have a fan base, or you guys might have a large audience. Whatever field you're in, I think you'll have a very good reputation. A lot of people know who you are. And the Queen of Air, again, this is you guys making money off of your own ideas and off of your own intelligence. Because you're coming through as the Queen, I don't think there's anybody above you. I think that most of you guys are going to be your own boss, and you're able to execute things exactly as you visualize them. This pile is definitely giving me like online business vibes or social media vibes. Some of you guys could be writers, or sharing your own ideas or sharing your knowledge is a really important part of your job. And people really admire you for your mind and for your compassion. So, you know, you are very straightforward and direct in the way that you communicate, but it never lacks compassion, or it never lacks tact. So you guys may be giving people advice, very practical and direct advice, but it always comes from this place of compassion, and I understand your position. Again, like, this is reminding me of what we were talking about earlier. The people that you work with or that you work for, it never feels like you're above them. It always feels like you guys are equal, and that's what people really appreciate about you, that you have this compassion and you have this empathy, and you can really put yourselves in their shoes. And I feel like the people surrounding you in your career are going to be very similar to you. So maybe your clients or your audience, they're the same type of person, or they've been through similar experiences. So they really resonate with your ideas and really resonate with what you have to say. And people are just like blown away by your mind and blown away by your intellect and by your ideas. So the next cards that we have here, these are going to represent your talents, your hobbies, what you like to do for fun, anything like that. Ooh, and there's 2 of Cups. And there's the Hanged Man. So in 3 years from now, I see that a big focus in your life is going to be your relationships. I do think that a lot of you will have a family, or at the very least you will have found your life partner and settled down with them. So, you know, like in a typical week in your life, for example, you may be spending a lot of time with them, doing a lot of things with them. You and your life partner, I think, are going to have very similar hobbies and interests, and so you're able to enjoy them together. Like if you both enjoy working out, you'll work out together. If you enjoy cooking, you'll cook together. You'll watch movies together. Maybe you guys will even travel together. So I see you spending a lot of time with them, spending a lot of time with your friends as well, and engaging with your community, engaging with your clients. And I love to see this here because it's like, I feel like you guys are going to love your work so much that it feels like a hobby. Like your hobby is your work and your work is your hobby. It doesn't really feel like work because it's just so enjoyable, and you really, really enjoy the relationships and the connections that you're able to create as a result of it. So I see you guys being around people a lot. Like in a typical week in your life, you're with your spouse, you're with your friends, you're talking to your community. And that's really, really fulfilling for you. But at the same time, you guys will need some time to just chill and hang upside down by yourself. You guys will really need your alone time. So you guys could be an introvert, you guys could be an ambivert, where it's like you really, really enjoy spending time with people and, you know, enjoying your favorite hobbies and pastimes with others, but then you really, really do need some time to yourself. This is what I see with the Hanged Man. So you will definitely need some times where you can just disconnect from everybody and meditate. And I feel like one of your biggest loves, or most favorite pastimes, it is going to be related to spiritual things. So you may really enjoy meditating, you may really enjoy reading tarot cards for yourself, you may really enjoy studying about different spiritual concepts. You may really enjoy lucid dreaming or astral projecting and need time to yourself so that you can go and visit your spirit guides and go and visit your ancestors. You have your own little inner world, and it kind of feels like your spirituality is your sanctuary. And I also want to say for you guys, in 3 years from now, your spiritual abilities are going to be through the roof. So any work that you're putting in right now, time that you are spending meditating, time that you are spending learning how to manifest, time that you're spending getting to know your spirit guides and your higher self, this is going to pay off so much. And your psychic abilities, and I'm just going to go all out and say all of them. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentience, anything that I'm forgetting. They're gonna be so sharp, and I can see you using them very frequently to help you navigate your life. So this is gonna be a really, it sounds weird to call it a hobby or a pastime, but I think you are going to really enjoy spending a lot of time working on and developing your spiritual gifts, connecting with your higher self, talking to your spirit guides, doing readings for yourself, doing rituals for yourself. This is going to be like your way of unwinding, because you have so many hobbies and pastimes that involve others, including your career, which I think you love so much it feels like a hobby to you, but even you need rest from that sometimes. So you'll have this nice balance of like being with people and then being alone. Okay, so we're getting towards the end of the reading now, and we're going to see your impact on the community that you're in, the people in your life, maybe even on the world. So let's see what we have here. Aww, look at this card. This says to treasure those with whom you share a strong bond. And this reminds me a lot of the Two of Cups. Wow, you guys are so loved in your community. So loved by your spouse, by your friends, by your clients. You're gonna change the world through your relationships. I can see you guys creating this ripple effect because you are so kind, caring, and compassionate to the people in your life. You make such a difference for them, and then they go out and like extend that kindness, pay that kindness and compassion and understanding forward to all the people in their life, and it ripples out like this. So not to be too dramatic or anything, but you guys really have the power to change the world with your kindness, with your compassion for others. And the last oracle card that you have is a time for healing. So you guys have this healing impact on other people. The work that you do may have something to do with healing others. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be like a spiritual healer, but people, just through interacting with you, just through having a conversation with you, or through reading something that you wrote, it could be as simple as that. The things that you put out have a healing impact on others. I just heard this message like, you heal everything that you touch, or everything that you touch becomes healing, so that people who then come into contact with what you've touched get healed. That's kind of like, it's kind of a vague way to put it, but if we put these two cards together, this is you healing the important people in your life and creating deep and caring bonds. And through people having a relationship with you, it improves their life, it improves their relationships with other people, and this creates a ripple effect of healing. So you guys are a healer. That's your impact. That's your impact on the world. And I feel like you guys are going to be so proud of the people in your life, because the people in your life, they really are like an extension of you, who you have in your life and who you interact with is such, you know, a telling sign of who you are as a person. And you guys are surrounded by such good people, such amazing people, talented, smart people. And this is just like a testament to how amazing you are. So your relationships, they're like your treasure. They're like your prized possession. You have such a beautiful circle of loving people in your life. Aww. Okay guys, so I'm gonna end your reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourselves, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And oh my gosh, I should have put these here. That would have looked so much better. Does it look better? I don't know. Anyway, take care of yourself, sending you lots of love, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number twos, so if you guys chose the Ukanite, this is going to be a reading all about your life in 3 years from now. So a big change that I see for you guys in 3 years is with your health. I think you guys are going to go through a major healing transformation physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The Ukanite that you guys were drawn to, this is about aligning all of those things. So aligning your physical body with your spirit and really seeing the connection between them. And it also helps us to purge and detox and heal any wounds that have been festering within us. I think some of you guys are going to realize that some pain or sickness or discomfort or irritation that you've been feeling in your body was actually a result of a deeper emotional or spiritual wound. And once you uncover that and heal that wound, it's like you can actually feel this toxicity or feel this negativity leaving your body. So for any of you guys who have had health problems, or there's just a certain place in your body that's always hurt or that's always just bothered you, or maybe you felt low energy, emotional and spiritual healing is actually going to help to clear this up in ways that you may not have expected. I see you guys in 3 years, you're going to be very vibrant, very energetic. You're going to take very, very good care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. And if that is something that you guys are already making an effort to do, I want to say keep up the good work, because I can see that it paid off beautifully, or I should say it will have paid off beautifully in 3 years from now. I keep hearing the word sessions. So I don't know if this is like you guys are having sessions with a professional, or there is some session that you have with another person that is profoundly revealing with regards to a wound that you've been carrying, or with regards to a healing. So maybe you guys have a reading that is very, very eye-opening, or maybe you're having sessions with a therapist. Maybe you're having sessions with a health professional or a personal trainer. It could even be something like a past life regression that uncovers something very telling about your health. It could be more than one, honestly, but I do see you guys over the next 3 years consulting professionals, or you are being encouraged to do so, because they can offer you some really amazing insight. Of course, that's if you're able to do so, if you have the resources to do so. But either way, I see you guys uncovering something really critical, I guess I should say, and being able to detox and being able to purge whatever has been lingering in your body, lingering in your spirit, and you're able to just clear it away and feel refreshed and feel healthy and feel free. So yes, your health is definitely a really big change that I see for you guys in the next 3 years. So let's get into your cards now. And the very first one that I want to start with, this is going to represent you. So this is going to show us the person who you are in 3 years from now. And the card that we have is the Ace of Swords. So the first thing that comes to me right away with this is mental clarity. A big change for you guys in 3 years from now is that you are going to be very clear and very decisive on the direction that you're going in your life. So those of you who are struggling to find your path right now, or for those of you who tend to be indecisive and worry a lot about if you're on the right path or on the wrong path, Any of you guys who tend to overthink, whether that be about the past, like I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have done that, or about the future, not knowing what's going to happen or being worried about making a mistake, I see that all of that is going to be solved. You're going to be very sure about what you want. You're going to be very sure about the decisions that you're making. And it's like you're unwavering in your direction. You're unwavering with where you're going. I see you guys being very sharp, and it's very easy for you guys to focus. It's very easy for you guys to clear your mind. It's very easy for you to keep your mind on a healthy track, you know, to not get up in your head and to not get in that overthinking and worrying place. You guys will have developed a way to really bring yourself back into the present and bring yourself back into that place of positivity. So you'll have a very healthy relationship with your mind. I also want to say that those of you who already do have a plan for your future and you already have decided on a direction, I see that you are going to stay on that path. So if you have chosen a direction, I want to confirm to you that it is the right path for you. And I do see that you will be seeing it through to the end. So mental clarity, focus, decisiveness, that's a really, really big one for you guys in 3 years from now. Another thing I see for you guys is that your throat chakra and your third eye chakra are going to be very open. So this means that you're not going to have any problems communicating your desires, communicating your needs and your concerns. You're not going to be afraid to speak up for yourself. If you need help, if you want an opportunity, you're not going to be afraid to go out there and ask for it. This is going to dramatically help your relationships because you'll have these relationship dynamics where you can be completely open and honest and you can be completely direct. I'm also seeing that in 3 years from now, you guys are going to have like no patience for people who are flaky, for people who are hot and cold, for people who are half-hearted and, you know, kind of, to be harsh, I guess, kind of wasting your time. Like, you're not going to have time to entertain that kind of stuff. And if you guys are already that type of person now, maybe this is just becoming even more so in the future. But I see that you're going to favor people who are also decisive and who can also communicate clearly and really know what they want. And that's going to remove a lot of unnecessary drama and unnecessary confusion from your life. You just don't have time for people who are like only half in or who don't really know what they want or who can't tell you what they want or who lie or who hide things from you. That's all going to be cleared away. I see that your life is going to be very simple. The people in your life are going to be very honest and open with you. You're going to have amazing relationships with amazing communication. And also your third eye is going to be open. So you will have incredible intuition and incredible insight. Some of you are going to start actually having visions of what is going to happen in the future. You will actually see it in your mind's eye. You may see it in a dream and then it happens in real life not too long after. That may sound kind of crazy or out there for some of you, but this is just what I see. It's like you guys are having intuitive hits, moments of claircognizance. You are having visions like Raven, basically. So your mind is really, really sharp. You're making your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health your top priority. And that is really dramatically improving your life. And I see you guys really having a sense of purpose and a sense of direction. Again, if you already have a very clear direction, I see you will still be on that path. If you guys are unsure, if you're in a place of indecision or uncertainty, I see that in 3 years, you're going to be very, very sure of yourself. You will get to a place where you don't second guess everything, where you don't dwell on the past and you don't worry about the future. You're just here and you're focused and you're in the moment. So for the next part of the reading, we're going to look at the significant relationships in your life. So these cards will give us an idea of what people are going to primarily be around you. So first we have Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers. This is a steamy Lovers card. and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so I'll just go through them in order, starting with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is making me think of very long-lasting relationships with a very strong foundation. So I want to tell you guys, if you have very close friendships right now, I see that you will still have these very close friendships in 3 years. If you guys are in a committed romantic relationship right now, I see it's very likely that that person will still be in your life 3 years from now. Maybe you guys will have reached the next level, such as moving in together, getting married, or starting a family. Wherever you guys are at, I feel like it's just going to continue to grow and your love is going to continue to flourish over the next 3 years. Those of you who are in a job that you enjoy, I see that you'll be able to keep progressing in it, keep working your way up, and many of your professional relationships will still exist in 3 years from now. Now, for those of you who are not resonating with that, like maybe you're not happy with your current friendships or your current love life or whatever it might be, or there's nobody in your current situation that resonates, that you could see yourself with them 3 years down the road. This does represent very loyal, trusting, solid relationships. So if this is what you have in 3 years, I would guess that you're going to meet these people very soon, like probably within the next year or even within the next few months, because by the time we get to 3 years from now, you have these very, very strong relationships and it feels like you've known this person forever. So you might meet some friends in the next year or in the next few months that by the time we get to 3 years from now, it seriously feels like you guys are childhood friends and you've known each other forever. If you are single or if you're not in a committed romantic relationship, I do see that you will be in 3 years from now. Have a little hint here with the Lovers. Okay, so it's either that the relationships that you currently have and that you're happy with are going to continue to grow over the next 3 years, or these people will come into your life very soon who feel like they've been in your life forever because you just become so close and your bond becomes so solid in the time that you know each other. Now, moving on to the Lovers. This one is pretty self-explanatory. So I do see that you guys will be in a very passionate romantic relationship in 3 years from now. This card to me, it does look like the honeymoon phase because they're just like all over each other. It looks very passionate. It looks very steamy, very fiery, however you want to call it. So those of you who are already in a relationship, like I said, I do see you guys will still be together, but this is really lovely because it's like you haven't lost the passion, you haven't lost the spark. It still feels like you are young sweethearts together. It still feels like you're in the honeymoon phase. And those of you who are single right now or you don't have somebody in mind, then you will definitely be in this very passionate phase in 3 years from now. Even if you've been together for like a year or 2 years, it will still feel like you just got together and you will have intense chemistry. You will have intense physical chemistry together. You will have a wonderful physical relationship, and also you guys will have a psychic connection. The Lovers card is one that I do highly associate with telepathy, with psychic and intuitive connections, with a soulmate. And judging from the Ace of Swords, you guys are going to have an open third eye. So I would guess that it's like you will meet this person psychically before you meet them in the physical, before you meet them in the 3D. So some of you guys may already be having visions of this person, or before they're coming into your life, maybe like 6 months to a year before they come into your life, you will start to have visions of them. So maybe you see them in a dream, maybe you feel their emotions, maybe some of their thoughts visit your mind sometimes. I don't know if you guys have had this happen, but it's like you're going about your day and then this thought comes into your mind that makes absolutely no sense with your life or with what you're doing. And you're like, hey, that doesn't sound like me. So you guys could have like this person's inner voice is kind of infiltrating into your mind. I definitely see a very strong psychic connection. I see an immediate recognition. So if you have met this person in person, I think you guys would already know that there's something really, really special there. And yes, I see your honeymoon phase is basically endless. Like you will always have this passion with each other. And finally, the Ace of Cups. You know what I think this is? I think that this is you. And this is so sweet. Like if we're asking who the most important people in your life are, your higher self is like, me, bitch. It's just so cute. You are one of the most important people in your life. The Ace of Cups is like screaming self-love to me in the context of this reading. And I'm looking at the fish skeletons on this card. You know, obviously this is making me think of death, of something rotting away. That sounds gross. Or like falling away. And it's giving me this feeling of like, you know, through all the cycles in my life, different people will come and go, different situations will come and go, but I will always have me. I will always be my own best friend, and I need to take care of myself. So you're going to become like one of your favorite people. You're going to have such a deep love for yourself. And I think this is why this is coming through. And I think that's only going to get stronger through your healing journey as you start to heal major wounds from your past, as you start to heal major insecurities. Your self-love is just going to skyrocket. And I see you having so much respect for yourself, so much respect for your boundaries and for your emotions. So you're never going to, I don't know if you guys ever get like frustrated with yourself for feeling a certain way, or you know, try to invalidate certain of your emotions, like I shouldn't feel like this, or even invalidating your own boundaries to please other people. That's all going to solve itself in 3 years from now. You are going to be your priority. So I think your higher self placed this card here to be like, who's important? I'm important, which is really, really sweet. So to recap, the most significant people in your life, it's you, it's your lover, and it's the friends, the family, the work connections that either you currently have and will continue to grow, or that are coming in within the next few months and will feel like it's such a long-term connection because there's so much loyalty and there's so much love there. Okay, so now we're moving on to where you will live, and I want to actually look at both where you will live in terms of like the city or the country, and also in terms of your house. So we'll start with more like the geographical location. And what we have is the Thinking Woman and Broken Heart. Okay, what I'm thinking with Broken Heart is that some of you guys may be moving away, because the Broken Heart, to me, it's a very bittersweet card. It has the number 9 on it, which is like completion or near completion of a phase in your life. So some of you guys, I think, will make the decision to move to another city, to move somewhere else. And it's sad, but at the same time, it's like, you know, this is what you have to do to start a new phase of your life. With the Thinking Woman here, some of you guys may already have an idea of where you will end up, or there's already a certain place that is calling out to you. Maybe you guys have been thinking about moving to this place for quite some time now. Looking at the book in her hand, this could be like a famous city, somewhere that maybe there's like a famous book that takes place in this city, or a famous movie that takes place in this city, or it's just like a very well-known place. And it could be well known for its architecture. This architecture in the background, it does make me think of Europe, a place like that. It kind of looks like a castle, but I don't think it has to be. I think it could be more just a city that is well known for traditional architecture. Like even in Japan, for example, it doesn't look like this, but there is beautiful historical architecture that makes the cities well known. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like Europe or a Western place, but yeah, okay, I think you know what I mean. It could be well known for its architecture. It could have a very rich history. It could have a lot of books written about it or written in it, or movies or something like this. So like a famous place. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambling a lot on this place. And for a lot of you, I think this place is kind of already on your radar. Like I said, some of you guys may be thinking of moving there already, or it's been a place that's kind of always on the back of your mind. Like, I've always wanted to go there. I've always wanted to visit it and experience it. And then once you do go there, like for a trip, for example, you're like, holy shit, okay, I need to live here. This is the place I want to live. And then you make the decision. So yeah, I see a relocation for a lot of you guys, because I can't think of like what else broken heart would be when it comes to living in a certain place, other than like moving away from people that you love. I guess it could also be that you planned to live in one place and things didn't work out, so you switch over to a new place after a lot of thinking. It could be something like this as well. So there's kind of two ways I could see this. So please take this part as it resonates. And now let's look at your house. So this represented more the geographical location, and now we want to see what kind of house you guys will be living in 3 years from now. 2 of Wands and 8 of Wands. Okay, with the 2 of Wands, I think this is representing you living with another person. So the 2 of you are living in a house together. I would guess that it's probably you and your lover who are living together. And I guess because there is 2 here, this could be indicating that you guys won't have started a family yet. Maybe you aren't going to start a family at all. But I think it's going to be you and one other person living in a house. I think that's what this is indicating. Also with the 8 of Wands, I don't know why, but this is giving me a vibe of living in an apartment. I guess because the 8 of Wands, it's a card of having a lot going on. A lot of things are happening at once. And when you're living in an apartment building, it's like there's so many different stories being lived in that place. There's so many different lives in that building. So I guess my brain just kind of abstractly translated that to an apartment building. Or it could be that you're living like in a very big and busy city where there's a lot going on. It could be something like that. You do have a lot of Wands energy, so it could be a fast-paced city or a fast-paced lifestyle. So yeah, if I had to guess, it's like living in an apartment building or living in a busy area with one other person. I do think it's going to be like a level up from wherever you're currently living. So, you know, a level up, a nicer place, a more expensive place, a more conveniently located place. There's definitely a feeling of an upgrade. And some of you guys are going to be manifesting like your dream apartment, manifesting your new place, just with, you know, very focused intention setting. Or some of you guys may even be using magic to manifest your dream place. And against all odds, you snag this place that is in very high demand. Yeah, that's so cool. So the next cards that I want to look at are for your career and your financial situation. So let's see what we have going on here. We have 7 of Air. So this is equivalent to the 7 of Swords. Interesting. And so we have a repeat. This is the Ace of Swords, which is what we saw at the very beginning of your reading. Okay, 7 of Air or 7 of Swords. This can be many different things. First of all, there's a lot of mental energy here. So you guys might have to study a lot to get this job. It could be that you're already in the process of doing the studies that you need to do, of getting the education that you need to get in order to pursue this career, because I think you need to have a lot of knowledge. You need to know the field or know the industry very, very well in order to be successful. And there may be a lot of like problem solving skills or analytical skills or insight skills or critical thinking skills that are important for this job. Like it really works your mind. It's a really intellectually stimulating job. I feel like this is a job that you will never get bored in because the landscape of the industry is always changing, or the people that you're dealing with is always changing. It may be a kind of job where you have to like adapt with the times and like analyze. Maybe you're analyzing trends, analyzing a market, analyzing the culture, the demands, something like this. So with the Seven of Air, this is usually a card that is about deception or somebody's hiding something. It can have to do with the internet and social media because, you know, the internet can be a very fabricated place, or it's a place where you don't see the full picture. So some of you guys may be working online or have an online presence. Hello, motorcycle. Yeah, some of you guys may be working online or have an online presence if that resonates with you. It could also be that you are dealing with a lot of confidential information. So there's some parts about your career that you can't really share with other people. It could be that you guys are going to be very rich and successful, and so it's going to expose people around you who are fake, or it's going to attract fake people, if you know what I mean. Because it's like when you're that high up, you get people who want to piggyback off your success, or people who want to get close to you because they want something from you. So there could be kind of some fake people in your industry, or fake people who you attract when you reach a certain level of success in your industry. What else could this Seven of Air be? It could either be that you have a persona in your career, or that you're entirely hidden. It could be the other way around too, that you're like anonymous. So people know about your work, or they see what you're putting out there, but they don't see you. I could see it being either or, but it's like the real you is kind of hidden when it comes to your job. It could be a job where you can't really show your own emotions, if that makes sense. Like I'm thinking, it's like you have to stay neutral, and you can't like express your own subjective opinion. You have to stay very neutral. It could be something like this as well. I feel like this is a job that is kind of difficult. It requires a lot of focus. It requires a lot of skill. Like I said, it requires a lot of knowledge. I feel like a lot of you guys are already on the path to this career, or this little repeat here could be showing that you developing your throat and your third eye chakra. So your ability to tell it like it is, your ability to see a situation for what it is, your ability to communicate with certainty and with conviction, I think is the right word. It's really going to help you. But whatever this career is, I feel like you guys are going to make it to the top very, very quickly. Like you are such a good fit for it. You are a natural. Even if you enter into it a little bit later on, or much later than others, you will just, catapult. You will just catapult yourself to success. I think you're going to make a very large amount of progress in a short time that is very, very impressive to people, because you're just so focused, you're so intelligent, you see solutions where others don't, or you see opportunities where others don't. And I feel like you're very strategic when it comes to how you work and how you succeed. So you're going to be like a natural talent at it. Okay, so the next cards that we have here, I feel like this section of the reading is kind of vague, but basically what I wanted this part to be was like your hobbies or your interests, or what you like to do for fun, what you like to do to relax, basically anything like that. We'll just see what's here. So first we have the King of Pentacles and the Moon. So this is actually something, I saw something similar in pile 1, where it's like your work is your hobby and your hobby is your work. This means that you guys are gonna love your job so much that it doesn't really feel like work, or at the very least it's really enjoyable to you. Like, I see you guys waking up and be like, yeah, okay, let's go to work, not like, oh, I don't want to, you know, when you hate your job and you cannot get out of bed. I see you guys like actually waking up and being alert and being like, okay, let's go, let's do it. You really enjoy it. I think the challenge of it and the mental stimulation of it, it's really enjoyable for you. You guys will never get bored. And I think with this King of Pentacles showing up here, you do spend a lot of time working. So you might have work hours that are kind of long, but you definitely get paid. Like, if you're working overtime, if you're working very long hours, you get paid very handsomely for it. So I think you guys will actually be quite happy with the arrangement that you have in your job. But I think oh my gosh, what is it called? Not the catch, but I think as a result of you being so busy, you may not have a lot of time to have like a million hobbies, you know? So I do see you guys working quite a bit. And then when you do have some time off, it's like you want something to escape, essentially. So the first thing that came to my mind with the Moon card is art. So one of your favorite hobbies or pastimes or interests in 3 years from now may be the world of art. So some of you guys might create it. You might be into drawing or painting or singing or dancing or writing, any form of expression where you can really get lost in your imagination or really get lost in your own world. I see you guys enjoying that a lot. Something that allows you to like break free from your routine and have this moment of fantasy, imagining something new, something different. You guys may like to get lost in books or in movies or in music as well. You might like to either sit in your home and listen to music for hours, or maybe you like to go for a drive or go for a walk or a run and just listen to your favorite songs and get lost in that world. You guys could also make music or play an instrument as a hobby or a pastime. Also with the moon, I'm getting like drinking and smoking. Take that how it resonates. That won't resonate for everybody, but it could be something that you enjoy to do like recreationally, as a way to just enjoy yourself or relieve stress, or even as a way to become more creatively inspired and have new ideas. But I definitely see this is Pisces energy, so I don't know if any of you guys have Pisces in your chart, but I do see you guys, you know, loving art, loving to find new ways of looking at the world, loving to get lost in fantasies. You guys may be very into spiritual things as well. So you could be into like tarot, astrology. I'm feeling witchcraft for some of you as well, because I got that little message earlier on that you were manifesting your dream place, or you were using magic to manifest your dream place. So magic could be, I don't know if you would call that a hobby, but I feel like it's something you guys like to spend time on, and it's like a nice way for you guys to escape from your more practical, from your more like 3D routine, I guess you could say it like that. So this is what I see for you guys with the moon. Okay, so now we're getting into our final oracle cards for this reading, and these are going to show us the impact that you make on your community, the impact that you make on the people around you. So the first one that we have is overcoming problems, or overcome your problems. And we also have take time to breathe out. Okay, so I'm seeing that you are a very calming presence around the people in your life. And this might, depending on where you're at in your journey right now, this might sound kind of strange to you. I remember there was a period where People told me like I'm so soothing, I'm so calming, and I was like, what the? Because I felt within myself, I felt so chaotic, I felt so anxious, I felt so all over the place. So I was like, how could I be a calming presence? How could I be a soothing presence? But this is how I see you guys in 3 years from now. Even if you guys right now, you feel quite anxious, you feel like you're always in your head, you feel like you're overthinking, maybe you feel very frantic or all over the place or messy sometimes. But even as such, you can still be calming to other people. At least that's what I've learned from myself. But I see over the next few years, as you guys continue to work on your health, work on your mental health, work on your emotional and spiritual health, and as you start to heal and become more like this Ace of Swords, who is very calm and collected and focused, and who has a clear mind, and who is grounded in the present, and who doesn't overthink, your calming impact on others is going to be amplified so much. I can see you guys, like people coming to you for advice, and you can see all the aspects of their problems so clearly. And you can offer them advice like, well, why don't you do this? Clearly your situation is like that, so this seems like the best option. And people are like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? You can think of it because your mind is so clear and your mind is so calm. Some of you guys might know I often like to compare the mind to a body of water, where if you're kicking around in it, the water is going to get all murky and all turbulent, and you won't be able to see what's inside. When you sit still and you have a calm mind, you can see right into the water. You can see what's in there. So your mind is like the very calm and still water. Whereas other people who are coming to you for advice, they may be more of the turbulent, murky kind, kicking up all kinds of sand so that they can't see in. With your clear mind, you can see right to the root of people's problem, and you can offer them a solution. And like, I don't want to say it's effortless to you, but it's so easy to you. And you offer people this perspective where they're like, oh my gosh, why couldn't I see it like that? Or why didn't I think of it like that before? And through this, you're like an example to people that, okay, when I'm still, when I'm calm, when I'm not letting my mind go in a million different directions and worrying about a million different things, I can see reality so much clearer. So because you took the time to heal and to center yourself and to bring yourself back to the present moment, you inspire others to do the same. If we put these together, it says take time to breathe out and overcome your problems. So it's like, okay, there's a problem. I know that there's a solution, because wherever there's a problem, there's a solution. And so I need to be calm and let the answer come to me. And I feel like this is your approach, or this is the approach that you will have developed over the next 3 years, which is not the approach of a lot of people. A lot of us, when there's a problem, we panic and we worry and we think about all the different things that could go wrong, and we really struggle to see the situation objectively for what it is and to find the solution. This is something that you have really mastered because you've taken the time over these 3 years to master it. Because it does take time, it takes discipline, and it takes practice. But it's like when people are around you, they feel like everything's going to be fine. They feel like for sure there is a solution to their problem, and they just need to be calm and wait, and they will find it. Because of your calmness, you remind people that everything is going to be okay. And so people can't help but become a little bit more optimistic when they're around you. And you will be a catalyst, or you will be a trigger for other people's healing journeys as well. Okay, so I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the blue agate, This is going to be your reading all about your life in 3 years from now. So I'll just start with what I'm picking up intuitively from your pile, and a little bit of this is coming from the energy of the blue agate. This is just such a calming and soothing stone, and what I really feel for you guys with regards to your life in 3 years from now is that you're going to be living such a peaceful life. You're going to be so at peace with yourself. I'm seeing you guys live a life that is very free of stress and very free of unnecessary distractions. For some reason, I'm getting this image of you guys like waking up in your house. It has a lot of natural light. It has a lot of plants. It has very minimal clutter, very minimal things in it. You wake up, you hydrate, maybe you write in your journal, maybe you do some stretching or some yoga or exercise. It's like exercise. It's like you have this healthy morning routine in place, and it helps you to stay focused throughout your day. Some of you guys may be working from home and living a very free lifestyle like this, but I just see you guys full of peace and full of gratitude. The word zero fucks is coming to my mind. Like, you just have not a care, not a worry in the world. And I want to tell you guys, like, the things that worry you now and the things that you guys stress out about now, in 3 years from now, they're going to be so far away. You can't even remember what it was like to use your mental energy on these things, or to worry or stress or feel insecure about these things, to beat yourself up. I feel like the you in 3 years from now would want to, come and tell the you now to stop worrying and stop being so hard on yourself. I feel like in 3 years from now, you guys are going to be so kind to yourself. You will have like no desire to judge yourself. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, or when you just think about yourself as a person, you genuinely cannot find anything that needs to change or anything that is not good enough. You are just so genuinely happy with yourself. I feel like a lot of you guys will have taken this pressure off of yourself to be perfect. Maybe a lot of you guys feel like you need to be perfect, or you feel like you need to be super hardworking or super ambitious all the time. And I feel like in 3 years from now, that's going to shift more to just a desire to be peaceful, a desire to listen to your body, to listen to and honor your emotions, and work hard when you want to work hard, rest when you want to rest, be happy when you want to be happy, be sad when you want to be sad. It's like, it's all good. You're allowing yourself to just be. And so this is why I think you guys are so freaking peaceful. The other thing that is coming up, and I don't really know what this means, but I'm getting the message that you guys are going to be working with energies. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's like being more aware of the energies in your aura, being more aware of entities around you, of the energies in your home. So you might, organize your home in a certain way, or place certain items in your home. You might do certain rituals to invite positive energy into your space and to banish negative energy. You might be able to energetically cleanse your aura or the auras of others, energetically cleanse your home or the homes of others. It's like you can work with energies, you can see, or you can transmute energies. I'm sorry, it's kind of a vague message that is coming to me, but the exact phrase is you're working with energies. Interesting. Okay, so let's get into your cards now. And the very first one that we're going to look at, it's going to represent you. So this is the person who you will have become in 3 years from now. And the card that we have is shadow work. I think that this makes a lot of sense because just in this first part of the reading, I'm seeing you guys as so genuinely happy and peaceful. You take very good care of yourself. You're very kind to yourself. You're secure. You have so much self-love. And it feels like you have freed yourself from a lot of negative patterns and a lot of fear-based thinking. that a lot of us suffer from. I also feel like you guys might live in a kind of secluded area. I see you guys surrounded by a lot of nature, surrounded by a lot of plants. You get a lot of natural sunlight rather than artificial light. So you are very connected to nature. And I just see you so healed and so vibrant. Your hair is going to be very healthy, which is kind of a random message. Your hair, your skin is going to be glowing. You guys are just radiant. You guys are just vibrant. And I think the reason you're able to get to that point in 3 years from now is because in the coming years, and maybe you guys are even working on it now, but you are doing some serious shadow work. And if this is what you're working on right now, I want to commend you. I want to applaud you, because this is not easy. Taking it upon yourself to look within, to turn that mirror to yourself and to dive deep and discover what is causing your negative patterns, what is causing your negative thinking, what is causing your fears. Some really, really scary and painful things can come up when we address our darkness, when we address our shadows. But this is the most liberating journey in the end. It's scary. Not a lot of people do it, but it's so liberating. And I feel like you guys are really wiping the slate clean. So if you guys are going through a tough healing journey right now, I want to tell you 1,000,000% it's going to be worth it. What you're doing right now is creating that environment for your future self, that you can thrive and that you can be at peace and that you can be so happy with yourself. So if things feel dark right now, if things feel hard right now, I want to tell you that it's going to get better. I want to tell you that the sun is going to rise after this night, and you will reach a place where you embrace all of yourself, where you trust yourself 100%. And I also want to tell you guys that you're going to have an amazing relationship with the universe, where you trust in your journey 100%, where you trust that the universe is always looking out for you rather than feeling like it's against you. So you're going to have a beautiful relationship with yourself, but with the universe as well, and with your spirit guides as well. And you're going to come to love and embrace every single part of yourself, even the darkness. And that's something that takes a lot of courage. And again, that's something that not a lot of people do, because it's very scary to uncover your shadows at first. So it seems like you guys in 3 years from now, you will be incredibly mature and you will have healed so much. And I just keep wanting to reassure to you guys, it does get easier. I feel that healing is like an ongoing process, and I don't know if it's ever really over. Like if there's ever a point like, okay, you healed everything, you cleared everything. I feel like we're constantly healing and getting better throughout our lives, but I do think you guys will reach a point where you've worked through like the bulk of the darkness and all of the heavy energies that exist within you, and you can truly feel lighter and you can truly feel radiant, like I was picking up on earlier. Okay, so that concludes the part about the person you've become, and now we want to look at the people around you. So these next tarot cards are going to represent the significant relationships in your life. And the first one that we have is the Tower. Next, we have the High Priestess. And then the Hermit. Okay, so I'm going to go through these in order, starting with the Tower. You guys might be letting go of quite a few relationships that are not good for you. And I want to tell you guys, the people who surround you in 3 years from now, there might be a lot of new faces around you, a lot of different people, a different type of people. And there may be some people who are currently in your life that you will grow apart from. I see you predominantly hanging around new people in 3 years from now and having more healthy, more constructive relationships. The Tower is about things falling away that weren't built on a solid foundation. So when this is about your significant relationships, it is kind of hinting to you guys that either in your life you have right now, or in the past you have had significant relationships, significant friendships, romantic relationships, family relationships that were kind of shaky, that weren't really built on a solid foundation, or that maybe, you know, stayed upright as a result of the two of you like hiding who you truly were, or not really speaking your mind on certain things. And if you were to expose your true self and speak your mind, then things could fall apart. Like, it sounds kind of harsh to say like fake relationships or fake friendships, but maybe something like inauthentic, or relationships that weren't really contributing to either of your growth. They just feel shaky. They just feel like they weren't very stable. I do think that, you know, there's conflict in any relationship. You're not going to be peaceful and agree on everything 100% of the time. But in the past, some of you guys may have just thought that this is just how relationships are. Like, all relationships are turbulent and have a lot of conflict. And when you meet people who are right for you and who are healthy for you, it's like, oh my gosh, so you mean that we can have this happy and healthy dynamic? Is this normal? Is feeling validated and feeling cared for in this way, is this what relationships are meant to feel like? And so I feel like right now you're clearing away these relationships that haven't made you feel good, that haven't made you feel like your best self, or that haven't honored your true self. This is either like you're in the process of getting rid of it, or this is what will happen in the next 3 years, so that these true relationships can come in, these true soul connections can come in. I am seeing the High Priestess and the Hermit as kind of like soul siblings. I'm seeing them as very close friends. You guys may be surrounded by a lot of water signs in your future, or air signs. And also there's Virgo energy here. Why can't I line these cards up properly? Oh my gosh. But I feel like your future friends are going to be very similar to you. I do feel that they're going to be spiritual as well. Very intuitive, very introspective, self-aware, creative, artistic, spiritual. You guys, you kind of feel like the black sheeps. These are people who have forged their own paths in life, so they haven't just done what everybody else is doing. They've really found their own way, and they haven't been influenced by the norms. They haven't been influenced by people pleasing or other people's expectations. They have done a lot of soul searching and have found what is truly right for them. And I think you will have done the same. So you guys will be an incredibly positive influence on each other. You'll feel like kindred spirits, I think is the word, where you just feel so similar to each other. You feel a very strong soul connection. I definitely think that you've had a lot of past lives with these people. And because I think they're both spiritual, you might be able to uncover these together. You guys might be able to talk about your spiritual journeys and do your spiritual practices, your rituals together. These are people who really get you. So if you guys have ever felt like very different, felt like you're not understood, or felt like you don't fit in, these friendships, this is where you guys fit in. You guys can embrace your uniqueness together. You guys can embrace your weirdness together, embrace your sensitivity and your depth together. And these, I think, are lifelong best friends for you. You guys really help each other with your growth. You keep each other accountable. You're incredibly supportive. You offer each other like the best emotional support, and you lift each other up. In this group of friends, and there actually may be more than 3 people I'm feeling for some of you. This might be a larger group of friends, but it's like there's no jealousy, there's no competition. You guys genuinely care for each other and want the best for each other. And unfortunately, some friendships that are built on unstable foundations, we can't say this for all friendships. But this is all love. This is all real love and genuinely wanting the best for each other and embracing each other's uniqueness. You guys never try to change each other. You celebrate the weirdness that exists in all of you. You're like soul siblings. That's the word I keep thinking of. And this friendship, it feels like coming home. Like you've been on this long, tiring journey. You've been through your shadow work and you're coming home to these beautiful soul connections. Okay, so for the next part of this reading, we're going to see where you guys might be living. And I want to look at this in the sense of both like the country or city you might be living in, as well as what kind of house you will be in. So I'm going to start with the country or the city. The first card that we have is attachment. And the second card is blossoming abundance. So I know that this attachment card looks kind of scary. It's very dark, and obviously the concept of attachment is not really a positive one. However, I'm not really seeing this as a bad thing. The way the person is like chained to this one spot, actually, the word that came to my mind is forever home. So a lot of you guys are finding the place where you belong. This could be anywhere in the world, but again, I feel like you guys are going to be surrounded by nature. So you might live like just outside of a city, or you might live completely in a rural area. I feel like you guys might have a beautiful garden where you live, or there might be a forest where you live. I see lots of flowers, lots of trees, lots of animals. And I also see that you're going to be living somewhere with very nice weather. I'm getting this message like you will get to enjoy different types of weather throughout the year. So I don't really see you guys living somewhere in the world where it's like the same climate all the time. Like it's hot all year, or it's cold all year, or it's like gloomy and rainy all year. I feel like there's like a nice warm and bright and sunny season, and then there might be a snowy season, and then there might be a more coolish season. I think you guys will get to enjoy things like snow falling and things like the leaves changing colors and falling. You'll get to enjoy like the hot sunny season of summer. Basically, like the climate changes throughout the year. So maybe that can give you a little bit of a hint of where in the world you might be living if you have somewhere in mind. Like I said, I do think this is your forever home, or at the very least, you will stay in this place for a very, very long time. This attachment, it can also be like you're settling down there, you're starting a family there. So there's something that's like keeping you rooted in that place, or keeping you grounded in that place. And with this blossoming abundance, I think you guys are going to be living in a very, very beautiful house, or on a very beautiful plot of land, if that makes sense. So with that, actually, let's take a look at the next two cards, because these will tell us more about the house that you're living in. There's the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, again, guys, I feel like you're going to be living in a more secluded area, because I just see lots of animals and lots of nature around you. And also you're going to live somewhere where you can see the stars. And you guys might know, if you live in a very busy and populated city, all of the lights from the city kind of like drown out the sky, so you can't see very many stars. But then if you go into the country where there's no light pollution and it's actually dark at night, the night sky is so freaking beautiful. And I feel like you guys are going to live somewhere where you can enjoy the night sky. And there's also going to be really beautiful wild animals. I'm noticing that there's an owl on both of these cards. You might see really beautiful birds, really beautiful butterflies. I'm imagining like woodland creatures. It's so whimsical. It's so beautiful. So I feel like a lot of you guys will be not in the middle of all the hustle and bustle, but kind of farther away from the people, where you can feel really tranquil and really at peace. You might like to go outside a lot and spend time stargazing, or spend time walking through the nature. And then putting these together, this would be a divine intervention or an unexpected opportunity that brings more abundance. Like the word I was going to say was abundance is going to come flooding into you. I feel like in terms of your career, you guys are going to stumble on a gold mine. And it's like not necessarily when you're trying to, it's like you accidentally strike, what is it? Strike gold? Is that what the expression is? You accidentally make something or make a decision that just makes you a ton of money that you weren't expecting. And so I feel like you guys are going to be living in a much nicer house on a much nicer property than you may be expecting right now, because maybe right now you don't have the resources that would allow you to do that, but Spirit has a plan that is going to bring you in a very steady stream of very generous income for a very long time. This is like a surprise opportunity in your career that's going to allow you to have such a beautiful living situation. That's what I'm seeing for you guys. Okay, so the next cards that we want to look at are going to represent your career and your financial situation. So let's take a look at these. We have the King of Fire. So this is equivalent to the King of Wands. And we have Renewal. This is equivalent to Judgment. And reading this, it says, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be doing something different with your career than what you're currently doing, but it's going to be something more favorable for you. It's going to be something that is better suited to you and your natural talents. I just got a message like you're not going to have to fit yourself in a box, or you're not going to have to wear a mask to do your work. So some of you guys watching, you may not really resonate with the schedule or a working style that is considered normal. And I think a lot of us don't, you know, like a lot of us don't like to wake up so early and to work for such long hours and to have this rigid routine. But a lot of people kind of, you know, suck it up and fit themselves into that box of what is considered like a normal work week or a normal routine. And I feel like you guys are going to completely free yourself from that. So your schedule, your routine, it's up to you to create. So maybe a lot of you guys are becoming self-employed. Like I said at the beginning, I feel like a lot of you guys could be working from home, or it's like there's something where you guys are calling the shots, where you're free to be creative. Some of you guys may actually end up being artists as your job, or have your own business or something like this. Or even if you are working in a company or working in a more traditional job, it just feels like something that is such a good fit to your natural personality, such that you don't have to, when you set foot into work, you don't have to like change anything about yourself or fit yourself into a mold. You can just step into work and be 100% your authentic self. And that is like what is best for your job. That's what is accepted at your job. So it's allowing you to really bring out your natural talents and your natural personality. And with these words like idealistic, ambitious, it could be something that allows for a lot of growth. So it's like the more you make efforts and the harder you work, you can like climb up the ladder, you can make more money, you can create more opportunities. So it's definitely not like a fixed or a dead end job. So a lot of you guys are changing to something that gives you more freedom, that gives you more independence, definitely that gives you more money, and that really, really allows you to use your talents. And I think for many of you, it could be creative, it could be in the arts, but it certainly doesn't have to be. Oh, and one more thing with this, I have a message for those of you who have already made this shift. So maybe some of you have already left a job that wasn't fulfilling you, and now you're trying to pursue something that you're passionate about. In that case, I want to tell you that you're on the right path and to keep going. Because as you keep going along your path, you will be met with this wheel of fortune. Even if things are going slowly right now, there is some divinely orchestrated opportunity, something that you're going to run into on your path that is just going to cause you to blow up, that is just going to cause you to skyrocket. So if you're already on this new path, trying to become this King of Fire, trying to become this King of Wands, please don't give up. Keep going, be patient, and wait for this unexpected opportunity, because it's like you're just going to walk right into it. You're just going to stumble right into it. And those of you who have already made the choice to change your career, please know that that was the right choice. Sometimes when things are moving slowly, you can start to feel like maybe I made a mistake, maybe this isn't going anywhere, and Spirit is saying, no, you are on the right path. Continue to have patience in yourself, continue to have faith in this journey, because it's like the universe set up this web for you. This is like a web of good luck, a web of blessings. And when you try to walk through this tunnel, you're going to get stuck in the web in a good way. Like you're walking right into your blessings. You won't be able to miss them. You won't be able to avoid them. You're going to get stuck in this web of blessings. That's what they're saying. Okay, so your next cards, and this section of the reading is kind of vague, but basically, what is that? Sorry guys, there was like a bit of a wire in the frame and I just noticed it. I don't know how long it was there. I'm sorry if that was like distracting anybody, but I have removed the wire. The next section of this reading, it's just gonna show us what you like to do. It could show us your hobbies, your interests, your talents, how you spend your free time. I've kind of left it open like that. So basically anything that wants to show itself about your lifestyle. So we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Emperor. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you guys, when you do have free time, you might like to spend time by yourself. You might like to spend time at home, or you might like to spend time with your very close friends. Regardless of how you guys are now, I see you guys being more like calm. You prefer a calm night in rather than, you know, going out and partying or something like that. It seems like you prefer to stay kind of low key and do your own thing. That's kind of the energy I'm getting from these two cards. With the Seven of Pentacles, this could literally be gardening actually. Considering the type of place that I feel you guys will be living in and that this person is literally gardening, this could be something that you like to do. Or I feel like you guys will like to make things. So you guys might like to make crafts. You guys might like to bake. You might like to cook. You might like to build things. You might like to draw or paint or something like this. Of course, when it comes to making things, this is a very broad concept, but this is the energy that I'm getting from this card. You guys may also be very into investing. That's another message that I'm getting. So you might spend a lot of time like thinking of ways that you can invest your money, thinking of ways that you can like leverage the money that you have to create more money. So you might be investing in stocks. You might be like looking into real estate, looking into places where you could buy properties. That could be like, I don't know if you would call that a hobby, but it's like if you have a moment of free time, you like to think of, okay, where could I invest my money? What would be a smart thing to do with my money so that I can make more? I feel like you guys have this kind of mentality and you're creating like a very prosperous future for yourself, a prosperous long-term future for yourself. I do feel that in the later future, maybe not in 3 years, but I do see that you guys will likely have a family. Like you will be creating your own family with a spouse, or you will have family members to take care of in the future. And because of what you're doing right now with this abundance that you've created through your career, you're finding ways to like secure it so that it keeps generating money for you into the long-term future. You're going to have a very, very comfortable future, you and your loved ones, you and your family. So you guys are using your time in a very productive way. It looks like you guys are very smart. You guys are very responsible as well. Okay, so we're getting to the end of your reading now. There are just 2 more oracle cards, and what I want to look at with these ones is the impact that you make on the people around you, or the impact that you make on your community. So the first card that we have is don't worry and take a new step forward. So I think that this can talk about the change that you have made in your life. We've seen a lot of this theme of cycles ending and cycles beginning in your life. Throughout the next 3 years, you guys are going to do a lot of courageous things. First of all, you're going to take on all of your shadow work to become the best version of yourself. That takes a heck of a lot of bravery. You're also going to address the relationships in your life that are not working, the relationships that are built on shaky foundations, and you may be distancing yourself from some people and moving on in that sense. That also takes a ton of bravery, creating space in your life to welcome in new, healthier relationships. That requires letting go of the ones that aren't serving you or the ones that aren't contributing to your growth first. And so for a while, you may actually be alone while waiting for these new relationships to come in. But this is valuing and honoring yourself enough that you're saying, I would rather be alone than to be in these unhealthy relationships, or to be in these relationships that aren't benefiting either of us. And that is so freaking brave, because a lot of people stay in relationships that they know aren't good for them, or even enter into relationships that they know aren't good for them, because they feel that it's better than being alone. They feel like they would rather just be with somebody and have some company with them rather than waiting it out alone for the ones who are truly right for them. So what you're doing in your relationships is super brave too. And then finally, what you're doing in your career, this renewal, favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. Saying this career is not working for me anymore. This career is not fulfilling for me anymore. I need something that brings me passion. I need something that brings me fulfillment, and I need something where I can express myself authentically. And you guys are breaking away from this old career, from this old working style. You're forging your own path and patiently waiting, even when it's slow, even when you don't know how things are going to come together and how things are going to fall into place. You keep going until destiny rewards you, until you walk into your web. And all you have to keep you going is this trust in yourself, this trust in your plan, this trust in your universe. And again, I'm a broken record right now, but it's like everything you're doing, everything you're breaking away from, it takes so much bravery, because you have to trust that there will be something better for you out there. You have to trust that your dream life exists and it's out there waiting for you. And so in every area of your life, it's like you guys have peeled away, was the word I'm going to use, from what doesn't resonate with you, from what doesn't serve you. And you're saying, I will walk this journey and I will find my blessings. So that's this message here. Don't worry and take a brand new step. And I know there are so many people who maybe think about doing this or dream about doing this, or who wish that they could do it, but they feel like they can't. They're too scared to let go of the security of their current life, even if it is unfulfilling, even if it is unhealthy, even if it is slowly sucking the life out of them. They're too scared to detach from it because they don't know what lies ahead. And so what I see for you with regards to your impact on the world and the people around you is that you inspire others to have courage. And you're like living proof that this journey is worth it. You're living proof that it's worth it to face the unknown. Because of you, people will have courage and people will have faith to walk their destined path as well, and to not cling on to things that aren't good for them out of fear or out of insecurity or out of unhealthy attachments. They will seek out the path to their highest self. They will seek out the path that is best for them, even if it's full of unknowns. You're a leader, you're an inspirer. I don't know if that's the right word, but you're an inspirational person in your community. You're inspirational to the people around you. So my camera just ran out of memory, but I was about to get to the last card, which is a new start is coming with the new moon. And as you can see, this is like a completely clean slate. And I feel like this is the transformation that you guys are going through. You are becoming this clean slate so that you can build the version of yourself that you were always meant to be. You're creating all this blank space in your life so that the universe can then fill it with the relationships and with the opportunities and with the blessings that have always been meant for you. Do I need to say it again? That takes so much courage. That takes so much faith. So you are like this living proof for the people in your life that this path is so worth it. And if you have patience and if you have faith, it will be rewarded. And it may be scary, but what is even scarier is the idea of living the rest of your life inauthentically or living the rest of your life unfulfilled and never getting to see what you could have been and what your life could have been. So you guys who are taking the leap of faith to let go and become the best version of yourself, it's gonna pay off. You're gonna see your full potential. You're gonna see the full potential of what your life can be. And you're gonna live like the best life imaginable for yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna end your reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the orange calcite, this is going to be your reading all about your life in 3 years from now. So the very first thing that I'm picking up for you guys is that you're going to go through a major shift in your confidence. So in 3 years from now, you guys are going to be super, super confident in your personality, in the way you fit in your social circles. You're going to be confident in your talents, in what you bring to the table in both your personal and your professional relationships. And I'm also feeling that you guys will be very confident in your appearance as well. A lot of you guys are going to be going through a major glow up in your appearance. You're going to start taking care of yourselves, or continue to take care of yourselves if you're already in this journey and you're like going through a physical transformation and your natural beauty is really going to shine. I feel like a lot of people are going to notice, a lot of people are going to be complimenting you, and the future you is going to become very good at accepting compliments. So that might be something that you guys struggle with a little bit right now, but because the future you is so confident within themselves, when you receive a compliment from somebody, you know in your heart that they really mean it, and you know in your heart that it's true. So you just accept that compliment and you pick it up as a little confidence boost. So yes, you in 3 years is incredibly confident. I'm also feeling that you will be more sociable and outgoing. Those of you watching right now who would identify as an introvert, I actually feel that in 3 years from now, you will be more extroverted. You will enjoy spending time around people more. You will enjoy the energy that you get from them. Maybe you guys will be just surrounded by people who are a lot more kind and encouraging and uplifting and a lot more fun to be around. But I see that you guys are really going to be coming out of your shell. So even if you do feel like you are more introverted, or even if you feel like you are shy, you guys are going to become a lot more outgoing. You're going to become a lot more comfortable with putting yourselves out there. I'm hearing that some of you guys are even going to be in the spotlight. So something about you, something about the work that you're doing, it's going to be garnering attention. You are going to be in the spotlight, and little by little working through any shyness or stage fright that you have, and you're going to come to feel super confident and actually love kind of being in the limelight and getting this attention. I also feel that many of you are going to be very, very inspired creatively. And a lot of you guys are going to be doing art in 3 years. Even if right now at the time of watching this, you do not have a creative or artistic bone in your body, some switch is gonna go off within you and you're gonna start to get ideas of a story that you want to write, or suddenly you're gonna wanna pick up dancing, you're gonna wanna pick up a certain instrument. You're gonna get this like artistic bug. And if you guys are already creatives, if you're already artists, I can actually see you expanding to different disciplines. So if right now you are a musician, you might expand to dance, you might expand to visual art or something like this. So your talents are increasing and you guys are gonna be full of inspiration. Like you have no problem pulling a bunch of ideas out. You have no problem getting a project started. You're just full of them. You're just full of great ideas. So this is the energy that I see you guys in 3 years from now. It sounds like a blast so far. So I'm really looking forward to get into your cards. And the very first one that we're going to start off with is going to represent you. So this is the person that you will have become in 3 years from now. And look what we have. So you guys in 3 years from now, you are the Empress. Well, actually, if you're watching this pile 4, I want to tell you that you already are the Empress. But in 3 years from now, you're just owning it. And you know it and you're sure of it and you're out of your shell and you are celebrating your empressness. So the Empress is beautiful, first of all. She is drop dead gorgeous, and you don't have to identify as a woman to be an Empress. It just means that you are very, very attractive and you know it and you own it. And the Empress is also very wealthy and very abundant, and I think this matches really well with what I was picking up about you guys always having ideas. In the traditional Empress card, there is like a waterfall in the background, and it's like this stream that is never running dry. You guys are always tapped into a higher source, tapped into a higher power, and it's like you always have ideas coming to you, you always have inspiration coming to you. Before, I was feeling that pertaining to your work, pertaining to the creative arts, but this can also be like when it comes to you need to find the solution to a problem or you need to find a missing item. You're just always tapped into that higher source of knowledge, and so when something has gone wrong and you need to find the solution, it comes to you. When you're missing an object, you don't know where it is, it comes to you. You have that little heads up from spirit. You have this special connection with spirit, I'm feeling, with this Empress card. And this also means that you have a career that is incredibly fulfilling to you. If any of you guys watching right now do have a dream career, or even a career that you are pursuing right now, that you just have always felt in your soul is going to make you so, so happy, I want to tell you that you are on the right path and you will be successful in it. For those of you watching who maybe don't know what you want to do, don't know what you would be good at, in 3 years from now, you will have found something and you will have become very talented at it and very abundant, very wealthy from it. So those of you who feel like you haven't found your purpose yet, don't worry, because it is coming to you. And you're already going to be very successful at it in 3 years from now. So maybe it's coming to you in 1 year or even sooner. Also, you guys are going to be surrounded by beautiful, loving relationships. This is a card of unconditional love and nurturing and support and acceptance. So you will be surrounded by kind, caring, compassionate, and uplifting souls. You're going to have so much love in your life, and it's just going to come spilling out of you. I can see you guys doing charitable work, such as volunteering or donating a chunk of your income to causes that you care about, causes that help others, that help the environment. I see that you guys are going to be incredibly generous with your wealth because you know that that stream is never going to run dry. You know that you are abundance and you can create infinite abundance. So you're very giving, very nurturing, very loving. You are so divinely supported. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So let's get into the next tarot cards, and these are going to talk about your significant relationships. So this card was representing you, and now these are going to show us the significant people in your life. So we have the Sun, the Emperor, and Judgment. Okay, so tons of soulmates coming in, tons of soulmates surrounding you. I'm not surprised to see this. And also, we have 4 tarot cards out so far. Every single one of them is a major arcana. So you guys are 1,000,000% living out your divine path. You are 100% living as your highest self. And so that's being reflected in the relationships that you're manifesting. I see you guys surrounded by your soulmates. I see you guys surrounded by your soul family. So let's start over here with the Sun. The first thing that came to my mind with this card is some relationship from your past or some relationship from your childhood. So this could be like a childhood friend or a friend, a best friend that you've had for a very long time who is still going to be in your life in 3 years from now. This could also be like your family, like your parents, your siblings, because of course they've been with you since your childhood. Or if you don't really resonate with the idea of somebody from your childhood being in your life in 3 years, this could be somebody that you become really, really close with in the coming years, who becomes your best friend so much that they feel like family to you. They feel like a sibling to you, or they feel like a very close childhood friend to you. And this is going to be somebody who is super bright, super cheerful, super uplifting, like literally a ray of sunshine in your life. This person makes you feel like anything is possible. This person makes you laugh. This person reminds you to have that childlike wonder in your life and to never take things too seriously. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that you're enjoying yourself, you're having fun, and you have that spark and you have that passion. So this person is so cheerful and optimistic, and they're such a lovely influence to be around. So again, this could be a friend who's already in your life. It could be family members who have been in your life forever, or it could be a new friend that is coming in that you develop a really, really strong bond with, such that it feels like they've been around forever. Now, when it comes to the Emperor, this is really cool because you came through as the Empress, and now we have the Emperor coming out here. So this is giving me major spouse energy, major divine counterpart energy. I do believe that whoever's coming through as the Emperor, this is going to be the person that you end up married to, the person that you end up spending your life with, and they are a perfect match to you. They are a perfect complement to you. I feel like this will be kind of an opposites attract situation where you have the same core values and your souls are very similar, but your skill sets, your strengths, the different aspects of your personality could be quite different. And so you have a lot of opportunity to learn from each other, and you have a lot of opportunity to gain new perspectives. And the differences that exist between the two of you, it doesn't cause you to butt heads. It actually causes you to expand and to learn. And I think you're actually really going to enjoy the differences that exist between the two of you. I think it's going to make your relationship very exciting and very fun, and also very eye-opening. And the Emperor is somebody who is incredibly loyal. This is going to be your protector. This is going to be your provider. Not that you need somebody to provide for you because you're an Empress, but the Emperor will do anything to help you get what you want. The Emperor will do anything to help make your dreams come true. The Emperor will always stand by your side, will always protect you. If anybody tries to come for you, if anybody tries to hurt you, the Emperor will go out for them. So you will feel incredibly safe and incredibly secure with this person. And I feel like you're going to actually meet this Emperor pretty early on. So like in 3 years from now, you might already be married, or you might already be in a very strong, committed relationship, because I feel like you're going to meet this person pretty soon if you haven't already. And they're sort of going to be there through your evolution. They're going to be there through you discovering your talents, through you on your journey to confidence and self-acceptance, and you coming out of your shell. And they're going to be like a rock during that process, who is always reminding you that you are so beautiful, that you are so talented, that you are so worthy. Because it can kind of be a roller coaster, this journey, you know? Sometimes we feel really good, and then sometimes we stumble and we fall, and we have dark days where we cannot see the beauty in ourselves. That's just natural, right? That's just part of being human. But these people are always there to lift you up when you fall into that darkness. So I feel these people are coming in not in 3 years, but actually much sooner. They may already be in your life. And this part of the reading is just showing you like they're still here. In 3 years, they've seen you grow and evolve, and you have seen them grow and evolve, and your bond is like unbreakable. This is what I see for you guys. This is so sweet. And I think the Emperor, like you, is going to be very successful and very wealthy. I kind of see you guys, like I said, I think you have different talents. I feel like you guys will have different careers, but you're both very successful in your own way, and you're both very abundant. So let's look at the Judgment card now. This one is giving me a kind of interesting vibe, and this is actually the first pile where I feel that this significant relationship is not with somebody who is incarnated. And that might sound kind of weird, but it's like this could be your spirit guide who is coming through, and they play a very active role in your life. You might have a very close relationship with them where you see their signs and messages and guidance everywhere, and you feel their love so strongly, you feel their protection so strongly. This may be a spirit guide who is with you very closely through your evolution as well. And for some of you guys, this may be a loved one who has crossed over, but who is still so close to you, who is still so active in your life, who is still so vocal when it comes to giving you divine guidance, and you still feel so strongly connected to them. I'm just getting the feeling like this is a spirit, or this is a divine entity rather than a human. And I didn't get that feeling for any of the other piles, so it's kind of interesting, but that's how I'm perceiving this one. Okay, so let's move on to your oracle cards. Now we want to get an idea of where you are going to be living in 3 years from now, and I want to look at both like the city and country that you might be living in, as well as the type of house that you might be living in. So we're going to take a look at both of those, and I will start with the geographical location. So what kind of city you might be living in, or what kind of country you might be living in. So we have happy family, and the garden, and the gate. Okay, the first thing I notice about these cards is that the weather looks absolutely beautiful. It looks warm, it looks sunny, it looks lush. You guys might live by the beach or live by the ocean, and also looks like there will be very beautiful vegetation around where you live. So very beautiful trees, beautiful grass, flowers. You might live near a lot of parks or a lot of gardens. With this happy family, you could be living near family. So it could be that maybe right now you have relatives that live somewhere like this, and you're going to move to be closer to them. Or it could be that you guys move to somewhere like this and start a family. Or it could be that you move to somewhere like this and then your family members move out there to be close to you. This is a general reading, so I can interpret this in many different ways. If you don't resonate with that really, this family can be like your chosen family. So it can be your soul family members. It can be a family that you create with your future spouse. But this looks like a beautiful place. And I would imagine that maybe a lot of tourists like to come here, because it looks very warm, sunny, beautiful beaches, beautiful lush landscapes. I'm also looking at the garden and the gate, and I'm thinking of like Golden Gate Bridge. That could be a very specific message for some of you. Like you might live in San Francisco or in California or just in the United States. And also I'm thinking of gated community. So you guys might live in a really nice neighborhood. You might live around people who are very affluent, just like you. And if you guys do want to have a family, if you do want to have children, then this is a very positive sign for you. I definitely see the possibility of that in your future. So now let's look a little bit more specifically at what type of house you guys will live in. There is the Son of Pentacles and the Daughter of Swords. This is so funny. So I was just looking at this happy family card, and this actually reminds me a lot of the Ten of Cups in tarot. Like the happily ever after, the happy family, the beautiful house, all of your needs are met materially and emotionally. You have everything you've ever wished for. And anyway, I was looking at, there's the two spouses, the two parents, and then there's a son and a daughter, or there's two children. And then we have a son and daughter here, so it matches well. You guys could be having a son or a daughter, or you could be having two children. Of course, take that how it resonates. I know that not everybody sees themselves having children in the future, but if this is something that you want, then I think this is an incredible confirmation. And in 3 years from now, you may actually have this family, or you will be settled down with the person with whom you will start this family. Now, as for the type of house you'll be living in, so the Son of Pentacles is equivalent to the Knight of Pentacles in tarot, in the traditional tarot, sorry. And so this is like hard-earned wealth. This is money that you have accumulated over time by you and your spouse working very, very hard and being very, very good at what you do. You guys are very dedicated to what you do, and the payoff is like, it's so well deserved. And so I do think that you guys are going to live in a very beautiful house. Some of you guys may live in a luxurious house if that's something that you want, but the message is sort of like, you're so deserving because you have worked so hard, or this is like your dream house that you have earned through dedicated work and through all of your efforts over the years. You have earned this. That's like the message that I keep getting. And then when it comes to the Daughter of Swords, this is equivalent to the Page of Swords in traditional tarot. So this makes me think of things that are modern or young, so to speak. So you guys could live in quite a modern home, or you're living in a home that was very recently built. And I'm also getting the message, some of you guys will be like the first person to live in that home. So it could be that you are actually building your dream home. So it's not like you're buying it from somebody else, but maybe you're buying like a property and then you're, you know, building the house there for you to live in. So in 3 years from now, it really depends like where you're at in your life, and it is a general reading, but you could be with the person that you're going to live with. You could be starting to talk about this plan together. You could be in the process of building this home, or you could be actually living in it. Again, it is a general reading, and I know like people of all ages and all stages of life are watching it. So please take the message how it resonates, but I do think this is what is coming to you in the future. So a very nice home that you have earned through your hard work, that you will be living in with a spouse, with a family, or with the person you're going to start your family with. And I think that it will be a fairly new home, a modern home, or even a custom built home. So let's move on now and see the cards for your career and for your financial situation. So we have the Hermit and the Ace of Earth. There's so much confirmation in this reading of material wealth. of financial wealth. You and your life partner are going to be incredibly successful in your career, and honestly, you can have whatever you want in this lifetime. And I think in 3 years from now, you're going to go through a huge financial upgrade. This says the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Some of you guys are going to start your own business. Some of you guys may team up with another person to work on their business or to start a new business with them. Or you guys might be working in like a fairly new company, a fairly young company, something like a startup, like a new organization, and then it's going to take off and become super successful and super well known. Also, judging from the beginning messages of you guys being in the spotlight and having a lot of creative inspiration, some of you guys may be very successful artists. You may even be like well known in the public sphere. Or you have a lot of friends who are famous because the sun, it is like being in the spotlight. It is having eyes on you, you know, like the sun is exposing you, the light is shining on you. So if it's not you who is famous, you might just be in that circle of very successful and wealthy people. And so a lot of your friends and a lot of your acquaintances are famous. And in fact, with the hermit here, you might be wealthy but not known. Like you might live a more low-key or a more private life, or maybe your work is well known, but when it comes to your personal life, people leave you alone. Like people don't bother you. So you guys, if you do want to live a more private and low-key life, I definitely think that you'll be able to do that. If you do want to be a public figure, if you do want to be in the spotlight, the energies are favorable for you with regards to that as well, because I think you're going to have a lot of connections in that arena, and you're going to be able to do whatever you want, honestly. The world is your oyster. You have so much divine support to do whatever it is that your heart dreams of. With the hermit, you guys could actually even be in a career that has to do with spirituality, like a spiritual teacher, a spiritual healer. You could be a reader if that's something that interests you. But I feel like regardless, because I know, especially in this pile 4, I feel like I'm giving a lot more varied examples for each section. So maybe we do have a very diverse group here who chose this pile. Like you're all gonna be doing different things, and it makes sense because you guys are so freaking talented. You could honestly do anything. But I know for a fact you will be very wealthy. If you want to be famous, if you want to be well known, the energies are favorable for that. Or if you want to live a more low-key life, you can definitely do that as well. I can see you guys as business owners, as artists, as spiritual people. I see you being surrounded by a lot of high-profile people. And some of you guys might be doing something that is a little bit unconventional. Like maybe it's like most people wouldn't know somebody who does your job. That's like the way it came to me. Not like it's controversial or people don't support it, although of course we always can run into people like that. But I think it's more like it's just less known, or not that many people have it, such that like if you asked the average person like, hey, do you know anybody who does XYZ? They would say no. So it's a like less common job, but very highly paid, I think. Yeah. This like money keeps coming up in this pile, and like there were other piles that talked about wealth, but I feel like it's such a big theme in this one. So this is like mega wealth of all the 4 piles. All right, so the next 2 cards that we have here, this is like the kind of vague section of the reading where I don't really know what this is, but this can show us what you like to do, what you do in your free time, what your hobbies are, what a typical week in your life looks like. I don't know. I'm kind of leaving it open, just anything that your higher self wants to let you know about your life in 3 years. So we have the 8 of Cups, And the Eight of Swords, you guys. Repeating eights is a sign of abundance and wealth. Wow. Okay, so the first thing that I see here is the Eight of Cups. This is a card that talks about walking away. So if I translate this a little bit more loosely, you guys might have travel as a hobby. You like to travel to new places. You like to go on vacations. You like to meet new people, see new sights. Even when you do have a family, even when you do have your significant other, you might like to go on solo trips sometimes just to clear your head, because I think that you're very busy, you're very hardworking, and you know, no matter how extroverted we get, if we're in the mix all the time and interacting with a lot of people, of course, we need alone time. We need time to hear our own thoughts. We need time to connect with our higher selves and with our spirit guides. So you guys might like to do little solo getaways, or you might like to just go hiking by yourself, go for walks, go for runs by yourself, get out of the city and more into nature. I see you guys really valuing your alone time. But of course, this can also represent you traveling to new places with your friends, with your spouse, with your family. I think you guys get the picture. Traveling, seeing new sights, seeing new places. I think it's going to be a very fun pastime of yours. And if you guys want to, I definitely see that you will be able to go on like luxury vacations. You'll be able to stay at really nice hotels, really nice resorts, whatever you want, basically. When it comes to the Eight of Swords, this is about like breaking through the limits of your mind. So if I translate this into something that you like to do, like a hobby or a pastime or an interest, I would say challenging yourself to learning new things, because that's kind of like breaking through the limits of your mind. Yeah, I think if I translate it more loosely, it's like challenging your mind. So you guys might like studying, you guys might like learning new things. Maybe you will be learning a new language. Like we saw in the beginning, you guys may be learning a new art form, a new way of expressing yourself. So you could be taking lessons regarding that. I do feel like some of you guys will be taking formal classes. So you'll have like a teacher and you go once a week and they teach you stuff. Or you have like a tutor or an instructor who is helping you learn new things. And this keeps your mind active. Also, this could be like you enjoy playing games, you enjoy doing puzzles. That's a lot more homey, that's a lot more low key, but that could be a hobby of yours as well. But I feel like a lot of you guys, language is coming up quite a bit. Like you could learn a new language or be learning a new language in 3 years from now. And, oh, you know what? The Eight of Swords is like, you think that you can't do it, but you actually can. So some of you guys, at the time that you're watching this, if there's something that you have never thought you would be good at, or even you've tried it before and you sucked at it and you just deemed yourself not good at it, in 3 years from now, you will prove yourself wrong. So, I don't know, like you always thought you suck at snowboarding. Like, I can't snowboard, I just fall over all the time. It takes too much coordination. And then in 3 years from now, you try it. Or surfing. I feel like surfing is harder. I mean, I couldn't do either, but something that you've felt you're not good at, you're gonna challenge that perception of yourself and you're gonna prove to yourself that you can actually do it. And the camera timer just went to 3, 3, 3, 3. Whoo! This is an abundant pile. This is an expansive pile. I am loving the energy of this pile. And also, I want to tell you guys, like, you know, when I'm filming a whole video, especially when the readings are particularly long, like it is today, usually by the time I get to pile 4, I'm just like so tired. I'm so drained. But you guys are bringing me the energy. Like, I feel like I'm more energetic with pile 4 than I was with the previous piles, which is like very unusual. So thank you very much for sharing your energy with me. I am so excited for your future. If you guys remember me in 3 years, or if I still exist as a thing on YouTube in 3 years, let me know. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know what you're up to and everything that you've accomplished, because I would love to just uplift you even more. Like this is so nice, man. Okay, so let's get to the final oracle cards of your reading. These are going to let us know the impact that you have, the positive impact that you have on people around you, on people in your community. So this card says, what is it that you really want to do? And this card says, show the world the real you. So obviously these messages are very, very similar. This is talking about being your authentic self. This is talking about living a life where you're really doing what you want to do. And I think it's obvious, like throughout this reading, that you guys are truly living your best life. You're shining. You're absolutely shining. You're prospering. You're flourishing. I feel like there's going to be a lot of jealous people around you, but you might not even notice them because you're just so unbothered. If you guys are in the public eye, you know, there could be people who are talking shit about you. There could be people who are starting rumors about you, but you either don't care or you don't even notice. You're like, well, who is that? What did they say about me? I don't know her. Like, you don't care. You're way above it. And you're concerned with yourself, with your loved ones, with your family, with your work, and with bettering yourself. That's all that matters. No drama, no strings attached. That's not the right expression. No mess. Like, you have so much going on in your life, but it's simple. Because it's all driven by your love. It's all driven by your passion and being authentic. And so, you know, in a world that generally does tend to be caught up with pettiness and negativity and being bothered and being pressed about stuff that doesn't matter, and people see you like, you don't even notice the negativity. You don't even notice the bullshit. You're so above it. And that's so refreshing to people, I think. By the way, I'm sorry if you guys heard my stomach growl just now. I would refilm that part, but I forget what I was saying. So if you hear a stomach growl, that was me. Well, who else would it be? I don't know. I need to eat after this. What was I saying? You're just an incredible example for people to bring the focus back to what matters. And also that engaging in negativity is a choice. Like stooping down to that level and responding to haters or responding to dumbasses, it's a choice. And you can choose to keep your energy elevated. You can choose to stay focused on your goals. I think you're a huge inspiration. I think you're a huge reminder to people to stay focused. And you're like proof of what can happen when you love yourself and when you believe in yourself and when you surround yourself with the right people and when you never give up. You inspire people to be their true self, and you inspire people to pursue their passion. I actually think that many people you know and people you don't know, will reach out to you and say, like, I just want to thank you for being who you are and doing what you do. My passion is XYZ, and I was so scared to put myself out there, but after seeing you, you inspired me, and I just applied to this job, or I just started a YouTube channel, or I just started writing my book. I just launched my business. You inspire people to pursue their dreams. And I think it was somebody who commented this on one of my videos. The greatest gift you can give to somebody is inspiration. And I agree with that so much, and I've always felt that. So when they worded it like that, it resonated with me so much. You are definitely going to create a chain reaction of people pursuing their passions. And you guys may actually very well be a light worker. Even if you don't, resonate with a lot of the like spiritual and woo-woo aspect of light worker and starseed, just by being here in this world and doing what you love, that is your job as a light worker, and inspiring others to do the same. It's really as simple as that, really. And this is what you're doing for the people around you. And I think it's on a very large scale, because I see, like I said, even people you don't know seeing what you're doing and being positively impacted by it. Okay, so I think that's all the messages I have for you guys. I'm starting to zone out and I'm kind of hungry. So thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.